It's got something to do with, I don't know what, but hang in there. Oh, maybe something to do with Facebook. Here's what we're going to address today anyway, since we got it. We're going to spend a full half hour doing relaxation. We're good to go? Yes? We're live? Ta-da! Welcome. Okay, here we go. We are starting. Okay, sorry for the delay there. There's always a technical issue going on. And as I said last week and the week before, that's acting. You get on a film set, there's always problems. We've been doing this for, I think, 10, 11, 12 weeks now. I don't even know how long, all right? And can I have some people so I can see some people? Otherwise, I'm looking at myself and there's nothing worse. Whatever you like. Put your videos on, guys, but no volume. Now, here's what I want you all to understand. And I'm going to say this every single time we do this. Every single class I hold, I always say this. I want you guys to sit there and ask yourselves, why are you doing this lovely thing called acting? I assume no one forced you. I assume no one put a gun to your head and said, quit college, do this. And my big concern, and it's a concern because we're in this industry, is that a lot of people are in love with the idea of acting, but not the work. And we're doing this, hopefully, so that you get in the habit of making this your life. Not necessarily your living, but this is your life. And I just shared recently on Facebook, like earlier today, you know, Facebook shows you photos from the past, and it was 8 years ago or something, and it showed a photograph of me and Sophia Loren, which was taken at Anna Strasberg's house and all these amazing people with it and what have you. And a friend of mine who happens to be there, she's in LA, and apparently she works at the actor studio now, and she goes, hey, Peter, how are you? I saw the photo, I was there, I remember it. We were young, you know, kids, acting class, all that kind of stuff. But she said, I see Barry Primus all the time. Barry is an amazing actor. He's an amazing human being. If it wasn't for Barry, I wouldn't be here today. But the thing about Barry is that Barry's done over 100 films. At least. He's worked with Kazan, he's worked with De Niro, everyone. But he's done at least 100 films. If you go to IMDb and find Barry Primus, he's done so many films. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that she says, I see Barry at the studio all the time. And what Barry's doing at the studio is doing relaxation, sensory work, all the stuff that we do. But here's a man who's got over 100 major films in his belt, still turning up to do the work consistently. So if you're watching this and you've done nothing since last week when we did the class, and the week before, you really need to ask yourself, do you want to do this? Or is this just you saying, I'm an actor? Because any banana can come off the streets downstairs and say, I'm an actor. Notice that not anyone can turn up and say, I'm a ballerina. Or I can do a triple somersault, because you'll break your neck. But we're trying to weed out the people that talk acting and the people that do acting. This is the kind of person we're trying to get to here. And there's only one person stopping you, not the industry, you. Because most of us don't work to our full capacity. And that's when it becomes a hobby. And we're not here to waste our time. We're here to make you an actor, and this is your life. And as I said at the very, very first one, and I'll say it again now, this is what most people's acting calendar looks like. I don't even have a calendar. Meaning, have you made room in your schedule? And I don't care what you use, what iPad you use, whatever you use, to schedule your life in as an actor. Have you made room and time to do these exercises? Because if you were at the actor studio and you had, 200 films under your belt, you would turn up and you would do relaxation. You're not doing it. So then the consequences to this, and I'll try and cut this down. It's not a lecture here. I want you to be your own boss. I want you to discipline yourself, not to wait for someone like me, not to get inspiration from, when you watch an amazing film, you gotta feel inspired, but to wake up every morning and saying, I haven't worked today. I haven't given my 2 hours to my career today. I've let myself down. Because it's like being an athlete. When you get to the Olympics, they've been training for years. They don't just wake up and go, today's the Olympics. Our Olympics, as actors, is every day, because we don't know when that audition will come in. It could come in tomorrow. So you can't get in shape in 24 hours. You have to have the mentality that this is my work, this is what I do, this is my job, and I need to do certain exercises. I don't care what the exercises are. These are just some of them. So I want you to understand why we get together and do this. You're got to discipline yourself. You have to do that. It's something that you got to do. It's something that you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I let myself down today. And once again, and I promise I'll move on for this, I always tell people it's very, very simple. If you've got a day job and you go to your boss and say, I'm only going to work an hour today and an hour tomorrow, you'll either get fired or they'll diminish your paycheck. But for acting, we go by day after day after day, sometimes weeks or months, and we do nothing. We do nothing beyond up here, meaning it's all, we might read a book or we might watch a film, but none of that actually translates to the fitness of the actor's body. And the cost is when you get that audition. That's the cost. When you cannot take what you have up here as an artist and put it into the body and into your work. It's like a painting. We can all sit there and visualize a painting. The rest of our life is spent as artists taking this vision up here and putting it into our work. And all we're doing here is teaching you certain skills that could make that process more accessible, so that how you visualize your art, how you visualize your work in that particular role, you're actually able to deliver. Otherwise, you're just another person with an opinion about acting, an opinion about the character. But when it comes time for me to say, great, stop talking, let's do it, you will not be able to do it. That's the big price. That's the consequence of not doing your work. So I don't want to lecture people, but I know how most people think and work. And the other thing you're doing, most of you are watching this, and if you're not watching it live, you'll watch it during the week, whatever. And most people kind of skip through looking for information. When it comes time to do, today we're going to do, I told you last week, we're going to do a full half hour of relaxation. In LA, they do it for an hour. Most people will tune out. Most people will skim, do something else. They go, I don't need it. You need it. If people like Barry Primus need it, and I can name drop all day the amount of people that are in the studio sitting down doing relaxation, that's why they've got 200 films. You don't. So until that level, don't stop working. Don't stop moaning about your agent and your career and everyone else that's fault. It's you and only you are responsible for your career. Now, one thing before we actually start the work. Someone asked me last week, how do you let this go? A lot of what we do triggers emotions. We're not looking for emotion. We're not chasing emotion. It just triggers emotion. Remember the golden rule to acting. Don't chase the result. The emotion comes or doesn't come, it's irrelevant to us. And the best way to put this is this. There was a documentary once, and I think I've said this with you before. I share so many stories, I forget sometimes. There was a documentary about a soldier who died. And what happened is that the sergeant or whatever it was gave these guys, there was 10, 12 guys, whatever, a few minutes. He literally gave them a couple of minutes to mourn the guy that died. And then this was during a battle. And then he said to them, guys, I respect what you're doing, but remember, you signed up for this. Death is part of being a soldier. Getting emotional and being in the moment and getting all, upset or churned up internally is part of our job. Al Pacino said we become emotional athletes. Now, here are some things that might help you. First of all, trust your body. Your body knows that this isn't real. We know it's not real. This is reality. This is what I'm creating. Secondly, also realize it's a body, it's not a machine. This doesn't happen in a few minutes. We have a craft and we have certain skills to get into it all. We get into it all. And then when we're in it and things happen, you know, you find someone dead or whatever the scene might be, then it takes time also to get out of it. You need to learn how to debrief. I read something once, just coughing for a sec. I read something that when Al Pacino finished Dead Man Walking, which is a massive script, massive. I mean, he's facing, you know, the death penalty and all that stuff, and he does die, the character. Apparently, when he finished, he got in a car and just drove for miles on a freeway just to escape. So some things that help you not carry the work with you are, first of all, it helps. Wait, some people are, yep. First of all, what helps is if you have a schedule. So if I work from, you know, 9 in the morning till midnight, that's my schedule. At 1 o'clock, I might have a cup of coffee with someone and remember something about my character, make a quick note. The character does this, but don't work. Enjoy your coffee with your friend. Go home, have a life, do everything else. But then when you're working, those hours, you're in it. It's all up for grabs. And the two worlds don't mix. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't want to come home as Jake LaMotta. That's unprofessional. And a lot of people give me all this stuff. Well, you know, people go crazy. No, they don't go crazy. There's a lot of very, very successful actors with an amazing career, living in amazing houses, and they do this work, and it's quite safe. We're not bananas here, right? It's a skill and a craft. It's a body. You finish your work. It could take you an hour, 20, 30 minutes to get into it. It takes time to let go. It doesn't just happen. Very good directors understand this. We read Sidney Lumet last week, and we read about a couple of things about his book. Good directors understand that. They give you time in between takes, or they give you, they go one take after the next. So, because they know your body's hot. So they go, try this, try this, try this, try this. Do you know what I'm saying? It's impossible to work not understanding that this is a body and it takes time to change gears. It doesn't just happen. So please, all of you, understand the moment you're done, you need your space. You need to let go. Play some happy music or whatever it is to get out of the character, get out of the situation. It's like when you first come home from work and you get there, you need a few minutes to change that. So always learn that. But don't stop yourself from jumping right in there. Don't, because it'll cost you your work. You will see it. You understand me? So trust this aspect of it. Jump right in there and trust that when you're done, make a sound, move around, get out of it, play some music. Give yourself 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, whatever you need to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And as I've said, that's the job. No one's forcing you to do it. But if you've got an amazing career and you know you get an amazing paycheck, you can deal with it. Trust me. All right? You get better at it. But it's a skill and a craft. Now, the other thing we want to talk about, I actually made notes here. All right? I was very, very good today. We are now going to do relaxation. This is just one aspect of our work. And this now is where most people will bypass this and do something else. Don't. Like I said, remember the Barry Primuses of the world. Remember the Mickey Rourkes of the world that go to the actor studio and sit there in a chair and do relaxation. They've got careers, you don't have one yet. Until that day, do your work. And this is only part of it. I always start by doing the arm. Those of you that know what you're doing, that have been to lab, knock yourselves out. We're going to do it for half an hour. For those of you that are just beginning, I always do one arm. So you notice the difference between something you've moved and something you haven't. But we will do the whole body now. and it will last half an hour. It's fine to play music in the background. The reason why you're doing this, always remember, don't just think relax, because I can go to sleep. Think awareness. Think I need to bring my mind, my voice, and my body here. There's a documentary called Whitney. It's about Whitney Houston. Very powerful. It's hard to watch. But she talks about just that. Her mom says you need three things to become a singer. You need this, you need the voice, and you need the heart. Same as actors. You need this, you need this, you need this, and you need to connect to your body. That's your instrument. It's like a guitar when they tune it. So let's just tune our bodies. Please also, one thing understand, when we do relaxation, we're not going from here to zero. It's not about that. It's about just bringing your mind and the awareness here and bring it to your body. So we'll start with the arm as we always do. You can start with whatever you like, but just so you understand, it's so fine, it's so subtle, but I want you to feel it. I want you to just drop everything. Remember, use a hard chair, nothing that leans, right? Just exhale. Feel the chest rise and collapse. We're not meditating. I don't want your mind to focus on some bright light up from above or anything like that. I want you to feel your body, even as you breathe and inhale and exhale. Feel the physicality of the body. Whenever you're ready now, rotate your right wrist. Right there. Feel all the muscles. You can sit up like this, like I am. Put your head right there, or you can lean it back. But right now, as you are, just rotate your wrist. Make a sound as you work. Relax. Relax. Right there, when I stop moving, I feel a little bit of warmth on my wrist. There's an awareness there. If you compare the wrist you just moved to the wrist that you didn't move, you should feel the difference. You got me? That's all we want. So move your wrist right there and relax. Whenever you're ready, lift up your elbow right there, right there, right there, right there, and make a sound. It looks like this. It's okay. It's okay as you're doing this to shift your body weight around, right? It's okay to shift your body weight around. But the main focus for just right now is on the elbow right there. In between moves, you don't have to. You can see people moving all day long. But in between moves, it helps if you just stop everything and think of it as reconnecting. So you finish one move, just sit there. Are you aware? There's tension in the face, tension in the jaw, a lot of tension. All right, we'll get to all those. Now, here's a bigger body move. Your shoulder right here, this massive meat and bone right here. It's okay once again, and I got a mic inside here. I don't want to unplug it like last week where we had 20 minutes of silence. Brilliant. Shift your body weight around. Get your head out the way. And don't over move. I just want you to find the right there, and feel those muscles right there. If there's any pain, work around it, but make a sound. It looks like this, as we did before. Look. Now, while I'm moving, I felt some tension in the left shoulder. Relax it. Let it go and rotate the shoulder. My awareness is here. Sound is important. It opens up the body. Now, all we've done for the last few minutes is moved this arm. If you just sit there with the body open, legs open, all that kind of stuff. In LA, by the way, they take their belt off, and you can take your shoes off. So the body just lets go. This is a place to just let your gut hang out. Just everything in out. You should feel a massive difference between the arm you moved and the arm you didn't. That little awareness brings your mind here. Now we'll do the left arm. Every now and keep checking my phone, right? Now, whenever you're ready, rotate your elbow, your wrist. By the way, the reason why I check my phone is when things go wrong, people start texting me. Anyway, rotate your wrist. Shift your body weight around. Your wrist right there. Relax, relax, relax. Your elbow, pick up your elbow right there. Right there. Pick this up right there. Feel it. Once again, anytime you want to shift your body weight around, do so, right? And then the big shoulder, once again, get your head out the way, rotate the shoulder right there. Feel it all up here. And drop it. Right now, you feel your arms, and to some degree, to a bigger degree, your mind is here. You're becoming more and more aware of your own body. And that's what this is about. And your mind is also present. You got me? So now we've done the two arms. Let's just go to the legs. Only because I picked the legs. You can go wherever you like. I'll sit back so you can see me. Crunch your toes. Don't use the floor. Just squeeze them, and relax. Crunch them again and relax. It seems like a stupid thing. A lot of people go, I want to be an actor. Well, this is part of it. It's like a computer when it opens up. It doesn't just open. It takes time. It checks everything. You're just connecting to the body right there. Lift up your leg. Imagine someone's holding it. And then rotate your ankle right there. But don't actually hold it. It looks like this. See, as I pick up my leg, there's a bit of strain there. We want to do it without any strain. Just relax your shoulders. It's okay to adjust your body weight around again. Pick up your leg. Rotate the ankle right there. And relax. Also, whenever you're ready, after this one, pick up your leg. Imagine there's a string here, like a puppet. All this should be loose, right? Let's try the knee. Now, please understand this with the knee. There's very little you can do with the knee. Literally go up and down. I see people moving all this at the same time. Yeah, that's great. For my taste, and like I said, when I went to the Strasbourg Institute, there was 8 different teachers there. Each one of them taught it slightly different, right? The point is to be aware of the move as much as possible. Otherwise, you're moving generally and your mind's all over the place. Just move and feel it here, right there, in your hip. Once again, it's okay to shift your body weight around. This kind of thing. Look. Now, things to look out for here. As I pick up this leg, what happens is that this leg tenses. So when I pick up my right leg, the left leg tenses for obvious reason, because I worry that, you'll fall off the chair or something. Stay as relaxed as you can. I should be able to just move, kick your foot around. So when you pick this up, this is loose. You got me? Just relax your shoulders. If you feel any tension, move around it. Relax. Okay? Add the word awareness to relaxation. Relax, become aware of the body. Relax, become aware. As I said, if you only think relaxation, might as well just go to sleep. That's not what we're doing here. Let's do the other leg. Don't rush it. Don't just go, I've done this one, let's get to this one quickly. Because then what happens is you start to bulldoze it. What I mean by that is your brain runs ahead. And your brain goes, oh, I don't even know what this feels like. And you're going to bulldoze it. And that habit, I want you to understand this. Every habit you find in relaxation will show up in your work. You're going to bulldoze a line, meaning I already know what the line is and I'll just do it. And there's no connection to the line. If you connect to your body, you'll connect to the line. If you don't connect to the body, you will be disconnected. That's a fact, by the way, right? You see that in people's work. So learn to now connect and give this leg the same time it needs. So you lift it up, crunch your knee, your knee, crunch your toes, relax. Sound is important. I'll keep reminding you of this because it opens up the body. We get quiet. You know why we get quiet? Because there's someone in the kitchen, someone in the other room, and we worry about what they think about our work. Claim your space. Don't worry about what anyone thinks. If you worry about what someone thinks in your house who's in the kitchen, you will not survive on a film set. So start to say, this is my work. I need to do this. Please get out of my face. Got me? So make a sound. Fair enough? Just rotate the ankle, make a sound, feel the body and relax. Pick up your leg, the knee now, right there. You feel it right there. Look, it looks like this. And then the hip. Final thing for this one. Pick up the left leg or the other leg, whatever you work on, and just roll. Now look at the leg now. I'll show you some moves. One move is just rotating like this, a very small circle. Another move is, if you're doing the left one, to sit on the right one, literally cross it over. Looks like this. I'm holding off enough with the arm here, but I'm not grabbing it. Just enough. And when you finish your move, you'll feel that the body just let go a little bit. You got me? So now you've done the left leg and the right leg to some degree. To some degree, right? You've done the legs and you've done the arms. Now let's do the face and the neck and the torso with your face. I tell people all day long, I shouldn't be drinking coffee during this, but here I am. With your face, I want you now to start. Well, okay. Rotate the jaw. Squeeze your face to one side, squint one side, squint the other side. Rotate your tongue. Imagine you're chewing and feel the muscles. When you stop working, you should feel a sense of relaxing. Your muscles just kind of drop down. Whenever you're ready now, rotate your head. 3 things happen as you rotate your head. Your shoulders always creep up. So rotate, turn to the right, turn to the left. Once again, if anything happens, work around it. Fair enough? Okay? Work around it, work around it. Hold on for a sec. Wait there. Let me have the camera. The camera died. Hold there, folks. 1 second. Everything just went blank for a sec. Coming right back. Brilliant. There we are. So, back to rotating your neck. Rotate the neck, relax the shoulders, make a sound as you work. Turn to the left, turn to the right, make a sound. Relax your head. Another move now. Sit in your chair. Drop your arms between your legs. I'll do this a little bit to the side. And imagine someone is going to hold your shoulders, and I want you to crumble the body. So you drop your head down here, and you crumble, crumble, crumble. Sound is important because it opens up the body. And please remember, it's not yoga. We're not trying to go all the way down. Just crumble enough. When you're down there, by the way, it's okay to rotate your neck when you're down there. So you're down there, you can rotate the neck because the muscles feel differently. Come back up slowly. And the moment you feel your mind drifting off again, connect back to the body, either by movement or by making a sound. The moment you start thinking about La La Land, just You can't stop distractions. What you're going to get better at through discipline is the moment something goes wrong to catch it faster and get back to the body. That's the script. That's the work. You know what I'm saying? So as you there, right? Rotate, rotate, rotate. Relax the shoulders. Now, I tell people not to lift up two legs because then it becomes stomach muscles. But as far as the arms go, sit back right there. One move is I want you to sit back. Don't get nauseous. And there's some people, I still do to this day, no matter how long I do this for. When I tilt my head back, I get slightly nauseous. If that's you, keep your head up, but tilt the chest back as much as you can. There's the chair. So that the back of the chair kind of pops your chest up forward. And then whenever you're ready, take your arms. Imagine you're going to punch forward with an explosive sound. So here we go. Ha, 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 ha. And then whenever you're ready, take your same arms out to the side. Ha, 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 ha. And relax. As you sit there, catch your mind drifting off. Imagine you're juggling different things. One moment you're trying to connect and feel the body. The next moment you're making a sound. The next moment you think about a text message someone sent you. All these things are things that we juggle, and our discipline is to go back to the body, back to the body, back to the body. Right? We'll do one more move. Let's see how much time that took. Not bad. Barely half an hour. We'll do one more move. The other move is sit up in your chair. Imagine there's a pole down here. And whenever you're ready, work around the pole. If there's any pain, you got back problems like that, work around it. Don't force anything. I have people doing this on the floor, I have people doing standing up. One move, one more move. Imagine now I'm going to turn left. Don't force this. Don't use the back of the chair. Just, there's a pole here. Just turn your torso to the left. Turn to the right. Stay in your zone as I talk to you. Stay in your space. And I say that a lot, and it's important to learn that. When you're trying to create an imaginary space on a film set or on a stage, it's important that you stay in that space you're creating. Because if you constantly go out of it to chit chat, to talk to someone, to check your Facebook messages, to go get a glass of water, you lose this. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's best if you just stay here, make a sound, and stay in your zone. Great directors are aware of that. So they keep the actor in their space. So right now, to some degree, you're here, you're present. You will not have access to relaxation many times when you're on a film set, but you will find time on the film set. You can tell the second AD, listen, man, I'm going to go around the corner, and you can do this quietly if you have to without making a sound, or you can lock yourself in the trailer and knock yourself out. The point is, if you do this consistently, then you become very, very good. I just realized where the notes are. Brilliant. Then you become more and more aware of it. So all we've done is gotten the body ready. And it's a big thing once your body starts trusting you. See, I see a lot of actors on a set memorizing the lines. If I took the lines away, they've got nothing going. It's not about the lines, as we've learned that. It's about the capacity of this information and these ideas that you have, which makes your work individual. It's your version, it's your interpretation of this character based on things you've researched and seen in the real world, but now to be able to translate them in the body is what makes you what they call an athlete, an actor's body. Does he have an actor's body? You hear that all the time at the studio, right? Does he have an actor's body? you now have a better understanding of why we do this. So now you get on a film set, trust your body. Now, we're going to do a little exercise, and the only reason why we do these things is to learn. I always remind you of what the wonderful Sanford Meissner said. Meissner said, acting is responding to imaginary stimulus. And that's what we're going to do now. It's just a craft. It's just a skill. It will last 20, 30 minutes, but that's what we're going to do. Take this chair. Give yourself a little bit more room. And we always start with a bedroom. Just for, not always, many times. Childhood bedroom is something you're familiar with. Childhood bedroom is where your heart and spirit live or didn't live for whatever reason, but you know it. There's a connection there. There's history. And as we said a couple of weeks ago, remember we talked about making things personal and private. That's the skill, right? By the way, I also need to talk about substitution today. But we'll talk about substitution after this, because now we're in the zone. I don't want to get intellectual now. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we're up here. So now just sit there now. I want you to be sitting in your, I always tell people, if I blindfolded you and put you in your childhood bedroom, what would you hear? What would you smell? So close your eyes and imagine you're sitting on your bed in your childhood bedroom. And once again, golden rule, and I don't want to be crude, but you'll all get the point. And a very good teacher of mine said this, but you get the point. You can look at someone's body, get aroused, or touch someone's body, get more aroused. Meaning, while you're sitting on your imaginary bed, you can imagine or you can touch. Touch your bed. See, now touching forces me to make it specific. And on your left-hand side, touch your pillow. And beyond touch it, because we're here, I want you to pick it up and smell it. Smell it, smell it, smell it. That's your pillow. You can hold it. You can smell your pillow. Put it back. Without you realizing whether it's true or not, it's our world, it's acting, we can put it there. Right next to your pillow is a bedside table. And I want you to pick one of your parents, the favorite one. We all have one. I know where I sit, right? Find a photograph of your favorite moment in time between you and that person. If it's you walking with him, if it's you having dinner with him, if it's you having coffee, like I, miss having coffee with my dad. So find that photo. Just take that image, print it, and there it is. What kind of frame would it be? See, this is why we say acting is all in the detail. What kind of frame would you put? Touch it. Look at that photo. Touch it. And while you're looking and touching the frame, this is why we put a frame on it. See, a frame forces you to touch the photo. While you're looking at it, I want you to hear that person in the other part of the house. Your door is locked. You can hear them. Make it a nice moment. They're excited about something. I can hear their voice. What makes them happy? Right now, the whole house is happy. We're not miserable bastards here. Method acting isn't just about being negative. But right now, it's the pinnacle. I don't care what your family life was like. At some stage, things were all working out. Right now, things are going well. I want you to hear their voice in the other part of the house. They're so happy. You can literally smell them, and I want you to look at the photograph. Whenever you're ready, I want you to stand up. And as you stand up, I want you to look outside your window. touch the window. Don't see, once again, it's like cooking. Cut your onions and garlic and everything. There's no bypassing this stuff. There's no shortcuts here, especially at the beginning. Once you establish it, it's easier to get to. But I want you now to touch your window. Touch your window. Touch the windowsill. Is it glass? Is it aluminum? I just touched it just so you're aware, and I thought of 4 or 5 different windows. It's irrelevant. One will make sense. As long as one of them makes sense for your body, that's okay. Touch the window, touch the window. And now, whenever you're ready, I want you now to turn around, and now you're standing outside the window. So there is the window, I'm outside the window, and I can see my room. There's my pillow. And now be outside. Where are you? Smell the air. If there's a tree in your backyard, I want you to smell it. It's funny, my house here in Melbourne had a lemon tree. Our house in LA had night blooming jasmine. I didn't know what the hell it was called, but I could smell it. And one day here in Melbourne, I went to a nursery and I said, "What's that smell?" And the woman said, "Night blooming jasmine." And I thought, my God, it took me right back to home. Because all along the fence, it had that jasmine. So I could smell it just by smelling it. Even as I talk, I'm at that house in LA. What smell do you have in your backyard? And just by miracle, because it's our imaginary world, I want you to find that parent. They're there. Just touch them. Touch them. Touch them. They're doing whatever they would do in the backyard. What would they do in the backyard? My dad would sit down and have coffee. My mom would do gardening. What would your parent do? There they are. Just look at them. Touch their face. Touch their hair. As you touch their hair and their face, I want you to smell your hands. You can smell them. Touch their shoulders. And a testament of how old someone is getting is the wear and tear on the body. I want you to find that wear and tear as you touch them. How old are they right now? Find them and touch them. Touch their hands. And remember, while you're doing this, if this was a scene, for instance, you're private. You're not thinking reactions. You're not thinking how am I going to act. You're private. You're touching your parents' hand. That's what they call filmable. Because I'm thinking parent touching their hands. Oh, what would it be like to hug them right now? Just hug them. Right there. Touch them, touch them, touch them. We've traveled from the bedroom to the backyard to the parent. This is imagination now. I want you to turn around and look at the roof of your house, the highest part of your house. You with me? And I want you now, follow me. I know some of you have done this before. Do it again. To jump up and land on the top of your house. There you are. You don't have to get on a chair or anything. You don't break your neck. You're on top of your house. One parent is outside in the yard. There you are. Wave at them. I can see them. They look slightly smaller. The other parent is inside the house. I can hear them doing whatever they're doing in the kitchen or the living room. If you've got a dog and the cat, there's the dog and the cat barking at you. The reason why we add these other things is because it fills your creative and your imaginary world. If you don't put the dog and the cat and the fence and the other door there, when you look in those other directions, there will be nothing there and it will not feed you and the whole thing comes crashing down. Our job is to keep adding things that keep feeding my believability of this space. See, that's the work of the actor. Any acting teacher can say, do this, do this, do this. But if you don't have the freaking skill to do it, it's just an idea. What we're trying to give you is the skill on how to do this, right? And part of the skill is to add things there that make you believe in there. So now here I am on the top of my house. Let's do this now. Turn to where the front of your house is. You see the front of your house, you see the neighbor's house, correct? And from there, turn to your left. What's there? From my left, in my old days, I could see a couple of houses and I could see my schoolyard. I was that close to school. And then turn back to here. There's the parent in the backyard. And then turn left and see the other part of the house. I've just created 4 walls. So they can put the camera wherever they like. I know I'm seeing my schoolyard. I'm seeing the front of my house. I'm seeing the back of my house. I don't give a shit what the camera is. And if this is an audience, hey, I got news for you. I'm not looking at the audience. I'm looking at my house. It's a nice day. And I want you to feel the sun specifically on your forehead. Just feel that wonderful ray. And I want you to take in now the whole moment. Here's the parent, mom and dad. They created this home. This is where you grew up. It's your vibe. This is what makes you who you are. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. It's not therapy. It is what it is. Just appreciate it for now, because that's our acting job. Just take it all in and there it is. And whenever you're ready now, I want you to kneel down like this and imagine you're going to jump up and go up about 10 meters. I can convert quite easily. Imagine 30 feet roughly. 10 meters up in the air. You're floating. There you are, floating. Look at the dog's reaction. It's okay to wave at them. Hello. They're freaking out. The parent has no clue where you are. They're actually looking for you. You can call down to them. The other parent is in the house and just kind of float around. I can now see a little bit further from my house, from my schoolyard. At 10 meters up, you might be able to see the edge of the block. So look around, make it specific. And while you can see me, it helps if you help your mind build on reality. I'll give you an understanding. See where these couches are back here? I could imagine that's the end of my block because my mind would accept it. So if you find something that feeds your reality, grab it. Grab what works for you, dismiss what doesn't. Golden rule. If it doesn't work for you, shove it. If it works for you, grab it. So grab, where is your border right now? I can use this room. It's quite a large room. There's my border, right? Here you are. There's my block. Let's take one more leap. Fly, swim in the air, swim in the air, swim in the air. Ooh. Now you're up a good mile or so. Look straight down. There you go. Look straight down. Damn. I mean, you're flying in the air. And let's be honest, if you had dialogue, it would come out just like that. Say something. Go on. Make a sound. You're flying in the air, walking in the air. Look at you. Look at the whole world down there. Whew. They're all down there. Look at them all. I want you to look down. And whenever you're ready, I want you to look up. Somewhere put the sun. And somewhere put the moon. You can just make it out. It's there. We just don't see it, but it's there during the daytime. There's the moon. And there's the sun. And there's your parent in the yard. And there's the dog still running around. And there's the top of your house. And there's the edge of the street. Let's go a little bit higher. Swim up, float up, get up there, have whatever power you like to get up there. I want you now to go so high up, you just kind of got into the first cloud. You're in the cloud now, everything's cloudy. There's a good word for it. And keep swimming or flying or whatever you have to do till you get to the edge of the atmosphere. Imagine this. There's a wonderful painting. I don't know what it's called. It's an amazing painting. It's a religious painting. And there's a guy looking into the earth. And then there's a guy with the stars above it. We're at that edge. If I look down, my body is in the atmosphere. But I'm so high now that I can see the whole earth. Look at the whole earth. Make your home. I want you to see the edge of the country, whatever country you're on, and then see the earth. And just like Google Earth works, we use everything for acting, I want you to zoom in and see your house. You're still up there, but zoom in and see your house. There's your dog. There's, sorry, I'm coughing. Look at the earth now. And whenever you're ready, I want you to look up and imagine you're pushing your head out through the atmosphere and almost slide into it. Get out of the atmosphere. Ooh, you're free now. It's cold. Oh, float. Float around. And let's do something. Let's aim for the moon. Wherever you put the moon, I want you to glide towards it, fly towards it. Keep going there. Keep going there. Now, there's the earth here. I'm going to slowly get towards the moon. And the reason why I feed you these things is I want you to use everything you know as in acting. Right now, we're leaving the earth. From what we know and what we've done our research on, it gets colder. There's less gravity here. But the gravity of the moon is starting to pull you in. So kind of start aiming towards the moon. Fly down, and in the count of 10, you're going to safely land on the moon. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You're going down. You're going down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and land. Boof. You just landed. Here you are. For whatever reason, I just imagined I had a space suit on. If you got a space suit, you got a space suit. If you don't, you don't. It's irrelevant. Point is, I want you to put your footprints on the moon. Is there any moon dust kicking up as you walk around? Walk around. And don't get scientific on me. Don't go, oh, you can't hear shit in space. I can hear shit in space. It's my moon. Got me? So walk around. Walk around. Puff, puff. I want you to find a crater and walk all around it. Walk all around it. Does it crumble as you walk on the edge of it, or is it made out of hard rock? Walk all around it. Walk all around it. Walk all around it. And whenever you're ready, stand in it. You're standing in the middle of the crater. And now when you're ready, I want you to look up at the earth. And there it is right there. There's the earth. I can see the earth. I can see the whole world. I can see the country I'm in. I can see the city, and I can zoom in, and there's the dog still. But I'm on the moon. How many stars do you see? Walk around the moon. Walk around the moon. Imagine we're walking. Walk around. All of a sudden you come across a big mountain. And let's try something. Imagine, this is purely imagination. Imagine we're going to take 10 steps this way. You can see me. But by the 10th step, we are on the other side of the moon. So let's go. I can see the earth now. And in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, darkness. No more earth. I can't see the earth now. You can't see me. That's a whole other story. But I can't see the earth. I'm on the other side. It's dark. It's much colder also. There's no footprints here. What do you see? There's no footprints at all. But it's colder and it's darker. And if you look at the other direction, I mean, it's just a vast openness. Feel free to say whatever you like. Hello, 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 hello. Wow. I don't have a clue what you see. Stars, planets. Smell the moon. Smell the moon. And now when you're ready, in a count of 10, we're now going to go down the other direction. 10, 9. Before we go, 8, 7, at the count of 4, I want you, imagine you're tilting your head on the other side and you get the first beam of sunlight hitting you in the forehead again. There it is. 4, 3, walk completely into the sun. 2, 1, and there it is again. There's the sun again. Feel the warmth. Don't act the warmth. Feel the warmth. Feel the warmth in the body. And there's the earth. It's still there. We haven't fucked it up yet. There it is. There it is, still there. The beautiful blue planet. I can see it. And what do you know? Just by magic, look what you find here. This chair is a spaceship. I don't know where it's from, but it's a spaceship. And I want you to get into your spaceship. Now you can do whatever you like. You can sit like this, or you can sit like this, flat down. I've had people do this and they sit back down. I will sit like this for argument's sake. The spaceship is here. This is where, as I said in the past, they give everyone the same script, right? So now, if let's assume this was a script and it said, get in the spaceship, do you say goodbye to the moon? Of course you do. What an amazing moment. You don't just get into the spaceship, do you? You sit there. When are you going to come back here again? You're not. Say goodbye to it. Take something with you. Then wait, let me go to the camera. Wait there, folks. Camera died. Camera died. Guys, camera died. Where's Anik? Camera died. Oh, it's okay. No. Wait there, guys, we're coming. So, I assume you can hear me? Yep. So the point is this now. As you're about to get back in, what an amazing moment. Remember last week or the week before, we talked about private moments? This could be a private moment. You're saying goodbye. You're not going to come back here again. If your character was religious, they might do whatever they do. You don't just get in. You're not just coming home from the supermarket. It's an amazing moment to do something. That's what makes an actor. Look around, say goodbye to it. Now, if there's a freaking Martian or someone coming to chase you or a moon person, you run in very quickly and you get off. Once again, your choices have to make sense for the script. But here you are. Say goodbye to it. Leave your mark. I want you to put Peter was here or whatever you like. What would your character do? Not what Peter does. What would your character do? And then whenever you're ready, I want you to get in your spaceship. Now, there's a very good chance most of us, if not all of us, have not been in a spaceship. This is why I say to people today, as actors, you have no excuse. You have the internet. If this was back in the 70s, you'd have to do research. I can go online now and find an imaginary spaceship, and here I am. It's got a door. We know that. Close it. It's a heavy door. It's not a gate. It's called acting, folks. Act. It's a freaking heavy door. Seal it with whatever you like. See, we used to do this as kids. We were great as kids. Now we got older and all of a sudden we worried about what people think and we worry about this shit. It's called playing astronaut. Close your door. Put your seatbelt on. Do you have a seatbelt? And please understand, people always say to me, why are we doing this shit? What's this got to do with acting? Marlon Brando played a chicken. His job was to play a chicken that day. That was the exercise. If Marlon Brando can play a chicken, you, who don't have a career like Brando's yet, can play as an astronaut. And lo and behold, in today's world especially, all this shit is done with blue screen. This is all imagination. So you'd be forced. How many spaceship films do they make? A shitload. Tomorrow you're going to imagine you're a zombie. The next after you imagine you're in some, other imaginary Harry Potter film. So your job is to make believe. Don't be one of these actors that shits on things. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Believe it. That's the job of the actor. As I've said before, your job is to make this believable to you. That's the job and the skill. If you work as the other side of the hill with I don't believe it, stay home. You got me? So right now, get in your spaceship and close the door. I want you to have the window, whatever it's called, for your spaceship in front of you, and you can see the Earth. And I don't know how this thing works, but push a few buttons, and sure enough, like you do when you get in the car, push buttons, get your spaceship running. Click, 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 click. Imagination is the actor's best tool. Don't forget, David Bowie made a song about this. You think, what did he do? If he didn't believe in it, you wouldn't have the song. So right now, on the count of 10, we're going to take off. Push your buttons, get your engines going, hit your seatbelt. And remember now, all of you, look at me for a sec. Have fun with this. This isn't taking off from a spaceship. We go on a freeway and we travel 100 miles an hour and our body goes like this. We get on a boat and our body goes, this is a spaceship. Your body should be going, get ready for it. 10, 9, 8, the machine is shaking, it's shaking. You need so much energy to get off the gravity of the moon. So you need a lot of thrust behind you. Go for it. Ooh, shaking, 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 shaking. You got an oxygen mask. Put it on if you haven't put your oxygen mask or a helmet. Pick whichever one you like. If it was a film, they'd put a helmet for obvious reasons, right? Put it on you. 10, where are we? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the button and go. Lift off, lift off. You're taking off, you're taking off, you're taking off. You're taking off, and there's a massive thrust, and off you go into the moon. And there you are, floating in the air, in your spaceship. Just you alone. Take it all in. Touch whatever you have to. Look at what you have to. I want you to find a button. There's a button right here. And I want you to push it. And a TV screen goes on. Somewhere in your thing it goes on. But there's nothing on it yet. It's just a blank screen. What do you see outside? Is it cold in here? There's a very good chance it's quite cold. It's dark. All of a sudden, you get that sense that something just died. all of a sudden, the engine just stopped. Now let's take that into consideration. You stay with it while I talk to you. If the script says the engine stopped, most people would do what it says in the script. The engine stopped. Our freaking car breaks down and we sit there pushing buttons and trying the engine again. What would you do here? Try shit again. Push the button again. Do whatever you have to do, on, off. That's why if you made things specific to begin with, you know, check your seatbelt, check something, push the damn button again. Make this work. Is there a phone or a way of communicating to planet Earth? Do you have someone? Can planet Earth hear you? Nothing. Nothing. You're alone. You're just going to sit here. Let me ask you a question while you're sitting up here in your little spaceship. What if this was it? What if this was the end? You're up in your spaceship. The parent is in the backyard. They don't know you've even left. The dog still is trying to find you. And here you are. How do you make that real for an actor? That's a skill. Don't forget now. Look at this amazing, amazing chance. See, most of you won't do much beyond this because there's someone else in the kitchen or it's not real. But if I said to you, guess what? This is it. You're alone in the spaceship. Now, this is what we ask people. What could it look like? I want you to understand this. Stella Adler was brilliant about this. This could also look like me sitting in bed. It could also be, massive panic and screaming. It could. And we say, try those bigger choices, because if the material suits it, then it's a great one to go. And a lot of actors say, yeah, but I want to be a less is more actor. Less is more doesn't mean you do nothing. Because if I just sat there calmly, that's me having accepted my death. But until that moment, you bet your ass I'm going to try fight for it. And if you hide your choices and make them real, it's, without thinking, lack of a better word, dramatic. Don't think result. That's not your job. But if my life depended on it, I would push every goddamn button. I would yell and scream. I would yell and scream at the earth. I would ask, I would pray, I would do, I'm not even religious, but if you don't pray now, my God, when are you going to pray? What are you going to do? How are you going to get out of this? Do you sit down again? Why sit down? Oh. Oh. Just by chance, that TV screen, I want you now, a TV appears and it's that parent that you left behind. And they recorded this a long time ago when you were on Earth. And it's going to last for about 15 seconds. And it's just them telling you how much they love you. Touch the screen. You do as parents and children touch it. It's them saying that you matter to them. And they love you. Touch it. And there they are. There they are right there. And the screen just went blank. And you're alone again. Just by miracle. Remember the photograph you had on the bedside table? You find it. And there it is. So now we say that you got two choices. You can sit here and die here, or you can make sure you try every single button. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to find what this machine needs to get going. Ready? Go for it. 5, 4, 3, push every button, align everything, go for it, make it work. Make it work. And on 3, 2, 1, bang, he takes off again. Hold on. You're moving again. You're moving, you're moving, you're moving, you're moving. And there you go. We're just about to hit the Earth's atmosphere. And if you've done your research, because you have, because you're a good actor, when you hit the atmosphere, it's like splashing in water. It slows shit down. Atmosphere is thicker than the air out there, so there's a lot of friction. So all of a sudden, your spaceship starts to burn up. You see nothing but fires. Fires, 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 fires. And you just clear that, and you just clear that, and you just clear that. And splash into the ocean. A splash, by the way, doesn't look like this. If you had your seatbelt on, you would still splash into the ocean. How could you splash into the ocean? Even that moment. And here's what we do as actors. We say, act out on a slow motion, for instance. This could be a splash. Look at me for a sec. It could be that kind of shit. Or if I had a seatbelt on and everything is tied up, I would still, to some level, have some level of inertia. So your body go, and then just do it faster. So you go. And they open the door, and there's a bunch of people there, and they take you out. And cut to, they take you home. Cut to, you're back in the backyard, and there's your parent again. You're home. They have no clue what you've done. As far as they're concerned, they're still getting dinner ready, and they're still getting whatever you want ready. And just create that. Folks, it's acting. It's acting. I can take this and make it, fine-tune it. You can spend hours doing this shit every day. Try it. Why are we doing this? As I said earlier, we're doing this for one key reason. You are now acting, learning how to create stuff, and responding to it. Not up here with opinions. Give yourself the freedom. Give yourself permission to explore things. Use your imagination and your capacity and your skill to make this world real. That's what acting comes down to. Not intellectualizing shit. I had no clue what I was going to say. If you can do this, you can create a situation in a home between two people based on certain realities, meaning that person, since I'm here, let's talk about substitution now. That's called sensory work, by the way, to some degree. Let's talk substitution really quickly. Right? And now let this go. Let the moon shit go. There you go. Out of here. Fresh body, fresh mind. But it feeds me for a reason, because I came from that exercise and something triggered something. I always hear actors talking about substitution. I literally have people go, well, I did my substitutions. And I go, wait, back up. What's this substitution shit? What do you mean you did your substitutions? The golden rule to substitution is this. Don't bring sand to the beach. Golden rule, right? If you're working with the scene partner over here, doesn't matter who it is, male or female, whatever it is. I've often joked, and those of you know me, you know what I'm saying, all right? Halle Berry's stunning. If I'm doing a scene with Halle Berry and she's stunning, I don't have to act like she's stunning. I just let her in. You understand me? You're not going to substitute. Take in what's there first. Because, and I want you to understand this, you don't need to substitute till you meet the other actor. Because if there's 10 actors here, each one of these people feeds me differently. Automatically. And that's where the Meissner exercise is done, which is one of the worst taught exercises. A lot of people teach it incorrectly. That's what Meissner is about. Taking in that person, how they do it, and what they behave in front of you in that moment. So take that person in first. And it's like the other thing I tell people, you're walking down the street somewhere and you see some guy or some person that looks like someone you know, automatically they remind you of your best friend and you feel a connection to them. You go, oh my God, hey. And it's not your best friend, but you go, yeah, but I feel close to you because you remind me of my best friend. That in a nutshell is called substitution. So this person here, whoever it is, I tell people I can make you my wife, I can make you my mother, my daughter, my lover, whatever. Not that they're separate, but still. Because you take in different things. Even if it's someone, and she had to be my sister, I take in different things for my sister. If it's my lover, I zoom in. I take in different ingredients from that person. So always start with what is it that this person feeds me based on the character. And please understand this. We are professionals here. And we can hope to God that you're working with another professional. I read once when Jodie Foster was working with Anthony Hopkins, because the characters were so scared of each other, they never actually met on the film set. When they were doing her close-ups, it was one thing. When they were doing his close-ups, but the other one wasn't there. They didn't want to give information to the other person as an actor. You got me? If you're playing lovers, keep it in the love zone. Not groping, holding hands. Maybe, okay, next week we'll talk about intimate scenes. There you go. I'm planning ahead, finally. Right? So you keep that vibe going. If she's your sister or someone, you keep that vibe going. Whatever ingredients or chemistry I need between me and this actor, they're the only ingredients I bring into play. And if you're very good, because there's a lot at stake, also do the same out there. But be a professional. Either keep away from someone, because if you're playing two people that are intimate, you don't want to go in that friend zone because then it's awkward. You say, listen, this is good and intimate. We can dance, hold hands, whatever. When we're out there, I'll see you later. Get back on the set together. Or I want to kill you. I want to kill you. When you're out there, don't make up. Agree. When we're off the set, no communication. You go your way, I go my way. But when we're back in the ring, we're back in the ring. You understand me? That way it doesn't get murky. Only the ingredients that feed you with this person feed you. Now, let's take a person that they're two lovers, for instance. Start with what feeds you first. Everyone has something that you find attractive. So you zone in on that. Only that. Whatever doesn't feed you, dismiss it. Find in, and that's what we do in life, by the way. Find out, and a lot of people I know use perfumes and aftershaves. I remember reading one day with Michael Caine. He said, he asked, you don't come to them and say, spray this perfume because it reminds me of my wife. But you bring it in. I could put it on myself. I could put my wife's cologne right here. Sorry for coughing, by the way. I could put it right here and smell that. So when I embrace this other actress, I'm there. And find 2 or 3 things that remind you of that need, that person. If this was your lover, it's one thing. If this was your sister, same actress, but she's my sister now, different project. What about her that reminds me, not necessarily of my sister, the character's sister? See, this way you got to understand that work, because my sister might not be the right need for that character. So then what ingredients from this person? Start with those first. Are they brother and sister that joke around? So then you start to joke around with this person. Do you know what I'm saying? So now only that dynamic comes in. Now, if you need to add things like the sister thing, this is what they call by substitution. You now find things, you bring things from your sister or from your lover that match this person that you go, you know what, she's got my sister's eyes. And now every time I look at this actress, she reminds me of my sister because I look at her eyes. And I'm substituting. Automatically, I would hang with her differently. Where if she's got something else, like if this was my daughter, same exact actress, it's my daughter. It's my daughter. What does she have that reminds me of my daughter? She's my daughter. That's substitution. And you can't do it till you meet the other actor first. It's okay to have ideas ready. It's okay to have ideas ready. Brother, sister, lover, whatever. Perfume, photographs, clothing. If I'm a parent, I would buy this actress something. I'd say, let's go for lunch. Let me buy you lunch. Because that's what parents do. How's life going? And I don't necessarily have to know private information. This is why we say if you work with professionals, I'm not going to ask that actress, so how's school going? Because she's going, eh. But if she's a good actress, she'll make some shit up based on the character. So now we're bonding as father and daughter. This is how they work in LA. The good actor-director relationships. You know what 90% of actors do? Hey, how are you? I'm Peter. How are you? Yeah, you play my wife. Great. Do you want to run lines? Neck up shit. And we're not here to tell other people how to work. Remember, you've got to work with every actor from every type of acting, ways. If that actor doesn't want to hang with you, they just want to run lines, it's not our job to say, hey, I do this. Use everything. Use everything. She's playing my daughter. She just wants to run lines. Okay, that's my daughter. She doesn't want to bond with me. Welcome to parenting. I can use that. Don't say, this is how I think you should do your work. Not your job. That's the director's job. Your job is to be a parent to her. I once read, I think it was Julia Roberts and, I forgot her name. I forgot her name. But it was another actress and they were going to work together, a younger actress. And the younger one sent a necklace to Julia Roberts, and I think it said cunt on it. That was the characters. And apparently Julia Roberts sent one back to her saying bigger cunt. They know they do it to get the character going. Meaning, we're ready for this. That was those two. Another friend of mine worked with on the film set of Julia Roberts of Osage County. That's how I know these stories. And they said they got all the actors into a big house, a big apartment. And what happened is they started to say, okay, actors, here you are all together. Tomorrow we start work. And on night one, apparently Meryl Streep, because she was in character and she's Meryl Streep, woke up everyone and was looking for her tablets. Brilliant. She already set it, the standard, meaning I'm fucking Meryl Streep. I play your mother. I'm dying of cancer. I need your attention now. And everyone said, fuck, we better get ready for this. We're working with Meryl Streep. And she stayed in character for the rest of the shoot. What do most of you do? Memorize lines. Shit. Be the character first. What ingredients do you need? I can give you many examples of that. The lines will come. You still need to have the lines. Don't worry about that. But learn the lines while you're in character. Learn the lines while you're dancing with this actor or actress, whatever it is, and you're dancing a nice intimate song on the film set with people around you. Because that's intimacy, and we can run lines like this, or just talk about the moment, or be the parent, whatever it is. Take in what's there first. Number one. Then blend, use, bring in what you need from other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you bring in stuff from mom or dad, whatever it is, whatever ingredients I need to bring in this person. But don't, as I said in the past, bring sand to the beach when it's already there. If there's an animosity there with you and this person, don't fix it if that's the character. If you look at each other and go, fuck, I don't want to work with him. Good, leave it there. Build off that. You're with me? But it's a skill and a craft to know what to take in. Meissner 101. So when I see people going, I substituted, it's intellectual shit. Meaning you went to some school, they talked to you about substitution, you did your substitution on your script, and that's where it stays, guys. I'm now playing me, they're just them, and I'm running lines. I want to find that chemistry here. And look, if it's easy and you're already attracted to them, of course it's easier. Your work done for you. But if it's hard, you're still going to do it, because this character loves that character. It's hard work. You're working uphill, but you can still manage it just by looking or focusing on that one part or the one something that feeds you, and that's all you care about. Meaning right now, 90% of this person doesn't feed me, but that 10% does. And that's all I need for that scene. Substitution is there only as needed. You got me? But really quickly, all the capacity to do all this comes down to, do you have an actor's body? Do you have this that makes sense? And do you have the capacity? That's why we do relaxation, sensory work, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And as I tell people really quickly before we go into a couple more things, we have to finish, by the way, in, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. All these other things, it's not just enough to think about it. Like I said, if I'm playing a lover, bring in perfume. If you're playing a daughter, bring in something that's daughterish, or father, son, daughter. You know what I'm saying? If it's a sister, or a brother or sister, a sibling, what would you do with a brother or sister? Bring those things in, so it's not just up here. Substitution is the one tool and skill that you will need as an actor. If you don't make this connection, you know what you have? And you see this a lot. Two actors disconnected doing lines. Horrible. They've already programmed the line. They know exactly how they're going to say it. They're not listening to each other. They're not taking each other in. I want you to be present and to hear them say their line, take it in, and respond accordingly. You can't fake that shit. That's our work. And we do it. The rule I say is, always go very close to the wall, but don't touch the wall. Don't touch the wall. Meaning, without being crude, someone said to me once, an amazing acting teacher, if you want to fuck someone, fuck him. If you want to kill him, kill him. Go to that extreme. If it's an intimate scene, be intimate, but don't actually go there. It's acting, folks. If you want to kill them, be ready to kill them, but don't actually kill them. It's acting. I can punch a shit out of a wall, like in 50, whatever it's called. God, what's it called? A Marriage Story. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hurt the person. You're not going to hurt the actor. That's unprofessional. And you see a lot of that shit. We're professionals here. I can go right next to the wall. I can just kick the chair. But they're protected. I'm protected. And if they're good, they're going to come back at you just as much. And for a split second there, you'll take it personal and you'll react, because now you're personal. Now you're really, and now you've got amazing moments. And the lines will just come or they won't. But I'm not thinking lines. I'm not thinking result. Substitution is there only as needed. Please understand that, because you have a lot of actors throwing these silly terms around. You got me? Only as needed. Couple more things before we go. I do want to see, what's it called? A show reel. Let me get my lovely team here. I think Stelio sent me your show reel. Let me get him. Let's look at the show reel really quickly. Yep. Can we see show reel? They sent it to your, they sent it to mine and I sent it to you. And really quickly, folks, while I have you here, next week is our last class on a Thursday night. I start acting, oh, wait, yep. And he died. There we go, back again. Next week is our last night on a Thursday night, because I start teaching again.
Where did you send it?
To your messenger. Yeah. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to talk to my lovely team. You know, we started doing this for a few weeks and now it's become like an ongoing thing. I have to talk to them. I have to look at their schedules. I have to look at things. I know it won't be a Thursday night because I'll be teaching Thursday nights. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe I'll email you and say, hey, what works for you guys? I have to talk to them also, see where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So we've started this and it works to whatever degree. And then we find a lane to continue it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to see first, Damien?
Show me Stelios as one first. We'll look at two show reels now. And also Stelios and Damien, if you're there, can I see you guys? Can I see them on screen so we can talk to each other? So yeah, I'll let you know what happens next week, but we'll do relaxation. I really want to talk about character work. I'm going to check up on you. I want to hear some of your scripts, right? Remember, we started this a good, I think 10, 11 weeks ago. You should have written something by now. Something.
I think they're both Damien.
Now, hold on. So give me a sec, folks, here. Stelios, are you there? If you are, man. Wait. Yeah, here it is. Oh, wait. I'm sending it to you again. Check your phone.
Yeah.
I sent it to your text message.
I don't think Damien's on the class today.
Okay, if Damien's on the class, then we can't see it. But let's look at Stelios's. Right? So we'll look at Stelios's, and then we'll say, well, next week I want to hear some of your scripts. A couple of pages, whatever it is.
That's Damien though.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
That's also the one that you just sent.
Oh. Hold on. This here. Look. I'll go to messages or messenger, right?
Yeah.
Give us a sec, folks. Sorry about this. There we go. Got it? Okay, cool. Stelios, are you there, man? And put him on so I can see him. And yeah, folks, so next week I'll figure it out with these guys and we'll find out where we change it to. Because I teach Monday to Thursday, 7 to 11 at night. So I can't do Monday to Thursday, right?
I don't think he's there either.
He's not there? Okay, we don't have, is he there? Can you find him, Stelios? If he's not there, he's gone. I'll look at it next week. Okay, folks? I'll see you next week. Please do one thing. Do this consistently. We'll talk a little bit more about character work next week. Keep writing. If you want me to show some shortals next week, we'll look at Stelios. We'll have it ready for next week, right? And I'm also, if you haven't listened, here's some publicity and PR shit, right? I've got a podcast. If you haven't listened to it, I think I'm shooting a couple in the next week or two. Yep. The next one will be about character work, just so we're all ahead of this, about character work and things that we do. And the one after that, I'm going to have my first guest. It's going to be my lovely wife, who used to be an accountant to a bunch of famous people, right? She used to do taxes for, I'll let her tell you, right? But I want to bring her in and talk to you guys about the money management side of things as actors. She's very good at that world. You know what I'm saying, right? And we need to learn that, right? So one podcast will be about character work. The other podcast will be about money matters and stuff like that. I'll see you all next week. Keep going. Take care. Bye.